Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shave and an Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Tramble, with my co-host, Latanya Tramble.
Good evening.
We are back again with another episode. Also, I want you guys to share, like this page, share it, like it, let it tag a friend, let them know that Shave and a Haircut is on, and for them to tune in. Like it, share it. Also, tune into my YouTube page. It's at Kenneth Tramble. At Kenneth Tramble is my YouTube page. So, encourage ask you guys to also get on that page as well. And the subject we're going to talk about today. I got to make sure that everybody's hearing me. If you're hearing me, give me a thumbs up. If you're hearing me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I think I'm hearing myself in the face. We're going to get started, guys. All right. The topic of today is the first couple of weeks of school, what I've noticed, some ideas and some suggestions for the parents that have kids that are in school, some things to look for, um, some ideas, some opportunities for you guys to try to get involved into the school, for joining um, PTO, just get into the classroom, or just talking to the principal and wanting to be involved in the schools. So here's what I'm going to start off with. The most important thing, in my opinion, is the first day or the first time your child gets up. And how I got to stress to you guys how important that is for you guys not, and I repeat, not to upset your child in a way that it's going to affect him while he's in class, or it's going to affect him before he even gets to class. I've noticed, as I'm sitting at the crosswalk as kids are crossing the street, I'm noticing how the kids are behaving, and I'm noticing that certain things are going on, and as they're coming across the street, it's affecting them a whole lot. I don't know if it's and sometimes to you parents it might be something little, like maybe not I don't know, not doing the bed, or not brushing the teeth, or something. It's something little to you guys, but it's pretty big the way you present it to them, because as they cross the street and come to school, I can see it in their face expression and all that. And by that time, you should know that your child's not going to have a good day. He's going to start off. It's going to start off bad. I don't know if he's going to end up being in the office, or it's going to start off with first period of class, or it's going to start off before they even get in this classroom on their way down the hallway. Because all it's going to take is another kid to joke him, say something crazy, and he's either going to retaliate, yell, or holler, end up in ISS, or end up even more suspended. So we as parents, and I know, um, we've got. I'm not trying to tell you how to parent your kids. Let's start off with that. I'm merely giving you a suggestion that'll stop the phone calls from the principal for him being in office, or something from the school saying from his teacher saying he been a disruption in the class. So this is not a bash or parent uh, podcast. It's an outlet for parents to get on and ask questions. I got plenty of suggestions that I'm going to give out to the parents, you know, and I just need you guys to kind of just work with it and kind of just vibe with your child, because as I see him, like I said, as I see him cross that street, guys, I really notice the way they behave. I make it to my point to try to make sure that they're not going to have a problem. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to continue to allow your kids to be successful in school, and to have a great day, because the first part of the day to me is the most important day that your child should be looking forward to. That first day, that first of the morning. I think that if your child doesn't get out that car, or with a smile on their face, head toward that office or to that office to the classroom with a smile on his face, that's gonna that man, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna ruin their day. I'm here to tell you that that's gonna have your child in office sooner or later. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but it's gonna end up to a point where your child will end up in the office for something that could have been avoided, this in the morning time, right? So I'm gonna give you some ideas and suggestions and some things that we might do, and I'm also going at the end. I'm going to end up talking about some ideas for our kids when they come home. Ways to help make their grades better. Um, some suggestions they might can roll and use with as well. So we're gonna go with number one right quick.
Okay. Number one is to keep a calendar. High school means more assignments, extracurricular activities, and other responsibilities. Try to juggle all of them in your head will lead to disaster. That's why it's important to keep a calendar. It doesn't matter if it's physical or digital. What's important is keeping track of everything. Take note of any scheduled events, but also write down due dates for assignments so you can keep up with them easily.
Okay. So I think you do that. You've done that. While our kids are out,
Mhm.
and then that really helped her out as a parent because like it's like she's saying throughout the day you do a whole lot of stuff. Now you work, you clean, you cook. So your parents, y'all do a whole lot of stuff throughout the day, and so that calendar does help out a whole lot because you can look and see. Matter of fact, I was at the barber shop just earlier today, and I was talking to a parent with a kid that went to Neville, and she was saying the same thing. If it weren't for her son plays sports, he
Mhm.
does all kinds of activities. Without that calendar, he had a C in algebra, and she could look up and say, if you would have done his extra assignments, you wouldn't have had a C. So she had a calendar looking at stuff that he's supposed to have done, but he didn't do. So that calendar helps you out to see actually where your child's at, what he or she's doing, what kind of homework assignments they need,
Yeah. Keep
and it
them on track.
keeps them on track. Also, it keeps you on track as a parent. So it keeps you from like wondering what's going on. Why am I getting any correspondence from the school? When you keep that calendar, you'll know if you talk to that teacher, you'll know if that assignment is due for that day. Because that, if I'm not mistaken, they have I forgot what they call it. How you track the kids' grades.
I can't remember.
It's a
It's been
site,
so
guys. I
long.
forgot the name of that site. Our kids been out of school for a while, but you can track your kids' grades. You can track your kids' performances. You can track if they turned in homework. You can track if they was taught it. All that's on your Washington Parish School Board website and Monroe City School Board website, where you can track your kids every step, make, walk, talk in the school session. Okay. All right, we're going with number two.
Number two is get involved with the community. Making connections is important to build your network, but it's also important for your own development as well. It can help you find interests, make new friends, and feel more connected to your local community. An easy way to get involved is to find a local organization you're passionate about and volunteer your time. Places like the local library, food pantry, wildlife conservation, or the Veterans Association usually have opportunities to volunteer.
So basically, that's asking you to participate in extracurricular activities, and also that allows your parents to be more involved in what your kids are doing, getting your kids out of that video game syndrome that they're
Mhm.
in. Uh,
Volunteer at school too.
yeah, volunteer at school as well.
Mhm.
Keep going.
Okay, participation in class. Speaking up in class is really hard to do, especially when you're naturally shy. However, it is an important skill that you'll learn throughout your lifetime. You'll likely be asked to speak for a group in college and or in your future jobs. So it's important to get some practice in. Teachers are also more likely to think of you as an engaged student if you participate.
That's it. So now participating, right? That means what you need. That means don't sit back and don't say nothing. And we got a tendency as kids, as a I don't know what I want to call you guys, but as young adults, not to ask questions we need to be asked. We look around the room and hope that somebody asks the question that you need to ask, and we don't do it, man. I've sat in class and watched the teacher do a problem on the board and work it from start to finish. And she said, "You got any questions?" And you can look at the kid's face and no, they didn't get that answer. They waiting on somebody to say, "Uh, Miss Roscoe, I didn't get that answer." It's not a shame. It's not knowing, and that's what most of our kids are dealing with now. We're dealing with being shamed, not knowing the answers, and not wanting to be the person that say, I don't know. There's not a crime in saying I don't know the answer. It is not a crime. So raise your hand, ask the questions, and make A's. Go ahead.
The next one is find your passion. It's easier said than done to find your passions. And for many people, you may not find all of them until you're an adult. That's okay. High school is a great time to explore many different areas of study, interest, and focus. You can experiment by joining various extracurricular classes focused on different interests and subject matters. Talk to your friends about their interests and hobbies, and don't be afraid to try something. You never know what you might be into until you give it a chance.
Yeah. So these are ideas. These are suggestions. Like I said, this is not a know-all podcast. We're not trying to tell you how to be a parent. We're not trying to make you do the things that we do. We've done, but we've kind of affected a little um, ideas with our kids where we didn't establish them well enough where they could be independent throughout school year. They were well rounded. They were told to ask questions when needed,
Oh,
ask questions when needed, and they did. And it made it easy for them in school. It made it easy for them to be able to matriculate throughout the junior, elementary, junior high, and high school. They established themselves. They asked questions. They made sure that if they didn't know the answers, they stayed after school from time to time. Sometimes we as high schoolers and junior high kids got to take responsibility, right? And ask questions and get in line when you don't know the answer. Correct?
most
Let's
definitely.
go to the next one.
All right. The next one is learn to say no. While it's important to be involved, an involved member of your community and taking on more responsibilities, it's also important to take care of yourself. When you first start high school, you're given the opportunity to sign up for extra classes and to join more clubs and groups. So it's very easy to quickly get overwhelmed. Saying no to extra clubs, extra curriculums, or a leadership position when you're already feeling stressed, it's okay to do. It's important to still have time just for yourself, and that's not spent on work or activities.
Okay. So that means don't overwhelm yourself, right? Especially
Mhm.
know your boundaries. Kind of know what you're at when it comes down to your schoolwork. Know if you can juggle all these things at one time. You got football, beta club, uh, track. You got all kinds of stuff going on at one time. Then you also got to go home and do what you're supposed to, homework. So you got to know what you can handle, what you can't handle.
To find a balance.
Yeah, find that balance. Find that balance. So what is your suggestion for parents that want to get involved in the school but don't know how?
To join their PTO.
Okay.
Join their PTO, ask the teachers if it's anything you can do as far as being a school mom. Some with younger kids can get in during library time and read to the students. Some can help out in the cafeteria. Even when I've had it where a teacher has went to the doctor and I came and sat in the room while they napped for her to get back from their appointment. Um, it's virtually many, many things that a teacher needs help with that would be happy for a mom or a father to offer to do. And then you can also ask the teacher to make a suggestion, something you can do to be involved in school.
Okay, that's right. And
Mhm.
so we definitely need more. And I'm not knocking on women. We definitely need more hall monitor men
Yes,
in
ma'am.
our elementary school settings. That what I'm not talking about, yelling and hollering kids. You just need that person there to sit there and say, "Hey, young man, that's not how we do things. Hey, young man, that's disrespectful. Hey, young man," because I watched the other day. I saw a kid. I guess he was horse playing and he hit a girl. First thing I told him, "Hey, man, that's not how we do things here." Oh, I'm sorry, I was just playing with him, but that could be misconstrued as you hitting somebody's child. And like I said,
Mhm.
she had a brother at the school at that time, could have been a problem. And so I try to let them know and realize that you know getting involved in your school activities is the key to be into the schools. It's a key to help you allow you to be more involved in school activities. Volunteer for field days. The teachers have like holidays where they eat. You can go sit in a room
Oh, yeah.
during those holidays. They sometimes they need a break. You can volunteer. Hey, I'll go out there on the playground, be a playground monitor. You know, they need all kinds of stuff like that. For you as a parent to come and be involved in your school activity. I know a lot. Everybody works, and something. If you have an off day during the week, you know, volunteer some time to come in, sit down and have a conversation with your principal. You got to get permission from the school for one. You can't just bust up in there. So you got to set an appointment with the principal and say, "Hey, this my name is Kenneth, and I want to be a volunteer. What do I need to do in order to get on the list for people to call me if they need for me to sit, while something goes on. If you need me to be outside, you know, try to come in the morning times and when they get out the vehicle, and you'll see how the kids are. You get a chance to be firsthand, the first person, the first face they see, happy face, because they might not live in a happy house, right? And so then you can also help calm down the anguish that the kids have. Because they get angry real quick and things go wrong. So I need parents that are gonna be there for their kids. That's gonna be there to help their kids. Come on to these schools. Be a parent mom when they take those field trips. If you got time, go. Start establishing yourself in the school so when you ask, principal's gonna say, "Yeah, go ahead on. Come on, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you here. Be there. Support your kid. Support somebody else's kid, their parent that works throughout the week."
Mhm.
We've done that for years. We've had kids that call us mom and dad, because they mom and dad work
Yeah.
throughout the week and all that. And then even the parents come back and say, "Man, we would appreciate, what you done for my child. I had to work and I couldn't be there." And for the even we did a bunch of when they have the lunch, the grandparents day.
Oh,
We have more
yeah.
kids than not even our kids sitting with us. Well, I do that for a reason is because
Yeah.
that grandparent might be deceased or it might be at work and can't attend that day. But to have somebody you don't never want to have a kid sitting there on a certain day, grandparents' day, donuts with dads, muffin with moms. You never should want a kid to be sitting there by themselves, wondering why the mom and dad is not there. And they seeing other moms and dads laughing with their kids, and they don't have nobody there. So I've always made sure that I've looked and make sure every child I have either a man or a woman there with them doing those events at that time. And if not, I'll go over and sit down for a minute and laugh and joke with them or I pull them out the classroom, especially the ones that's always getting in trouble. I've always pull them out the class, bring them donuts for dads because I know it can't be no dad, right? And so I pull them in there, sit down, and talk to them, and laugh and joke with them about life, and we have some good conversations about it. So that's what we really need to do as volunteers. We have any more for us?
Yep. The last one is cultivate a support system. High school can be a tough time, but it can also be an extremely important time in life. Using these tips will help you be successful in high school and prepare for college.
Okay. So you getting these ideas, you getting these nuggets. And so what are you gonna do with them? Are you gonna put them in tuition, or you just gonna say, well, he's just another guy on the podcast that's just talking and we just listening? Guys, I'm here for the kids. That's all I know. That's all I ever been doing for the rest of my life. I'm gonna continue to do. So now this is what I put down for the kids to start doing. All right. Number one is establish a homework routine. Right. So what I mean by that is whatever you do every day, it has to be a routine, repetition, because it feeds it into your brain, right? And when it comes down to doing the test, you should be ready to go. A routine. Come in, get you a snack, take you a minute to get yourself together, lay your books out, get started on your homework. As you going over your homework and doing your homework, now it's time to start memorizing certain stuff that the teachers always say this, and I'm not mistaken. Every teacher have said this here. I know it. You're gonna see this again.
Which means write it down.
Which means write it down. When they say highlight this, you're gonna see that again. Right? You have to establish a routine of studying to the point where you should know the answers when they put the paper on the ground on the desk. I've always told everybody that school doesn't end at 3:30. And what I mean by that is we have a tendency to get home, and the first thing we do is put that book down. We grab that arcade game, and that has nothing to do with homework. And now lately, what I've been watching in school, you guys don't have that much homework like you used to have. Everything just about done in school, right? So that means you got to get it right there. So if you don't get it right there, you got to make sure you let the teacher know, hey, look, you got PE, you got recess, and you got lunch where you outside. Those are some time where you can say, look, Mr. Trammell, I didn't get that algebra question. Can I come during lunchtime and maybe you can give me some little one-on-one session? So that means you have to allow him to do what? Help you, right? You got to realize that you're not as smart as you thought you were. Don't wait until a day before the test and try to cram tests. Some people can do it, some people can't do it, right? Which
It's not
brings
a
me
good
to
practice.
right. Well, say it again.
It's not a good
It's not a
practice.
good practice. So and some of y'all, some of you kids these days, if y'all come out smart, I'm not gonna lie to you. You can do some stuff quicker than what we could do back in our days. But I'm encouraging you guys to do what my next thing is says. It says reach out to your teachers. It says successful students take the initiative to meet with the instructor and the teacher assistant and engage in meaningful conversation outside the class. Please encourage your child to ask for help. Right? Every day, encourage your child to ask for help. Encourage your child to reach out to the teachers. Mr. Trump, I need some help. Mr. Trump, I didn't get it. Raise my hand and say, I didn't understand how you got that problem. Can you start? Can you do it again? We also got a problem. We hate to read too. A lot of our kids I've watched, they really hate to read. And the majority of stuff these days now, you got to read to get the answer. And we're not doing that as our kids. Our kids are not doing it. And I need our parents to make sure that at least read a page or get a newspaper, comic book, something, and let them read. Establish a reading pattern so when you out here talking to folks, you have a good sentence structure, right? Pronunciation to be right. So we have to encourage our kids to read even though they're not having anything to do. Read, right? All right. Foster healthy sleep habits. Now, every child I know got a problem with that because half the time they are up all night over the summer and they will sleep through the day. And I know I got a bunch of people on here right now can probably attest to their kids being on the phone all night and sleeping through the day. So that habit has been instilled in your brain. So when school starts, now you got a problem. Because now you in class sleep because you normally were doing what? Sleeping during the day and up all night. So you're not fostering a good sleep habit, right? You should come as no it should come as no surprise that success or failure at school starts at home. Studies have linked poor academic performance to poor sleep, nutrition, obesity, and parental support. To help your child have the best chance of doing well in school, make sure they follow healthy habits. Right? So are our kids practicing healthy habits? I can tell you right now, the one that's in that room right now, nope. Because she up all night and try to sleep all day. Then try to go to work. That's not how it's gonna work. And it shows every time. It shows every time she does that. Hello, TJ. How you doing today? Miss Tracy Brandon, I'm watching. Thank you for tuning in. My son Eric, thank you for tuning in. My brother Jacob, speak on it, brother. I'm speaking on it as much as I can, man. I'm trying to help our kids to allow them to make it, man. When we were growing up, Jacob, mama didn't play that. Mama, you were supposed to be at that table and no questions asked. At the table, getting work done. Lately they let our kids, give them like a 15, 20-minute relaxed time they get in. Next thing you know, they on the arcade game playing. We have to establish a firm and fair parenting skills for our kids to make it throughout the school. Right? Help versus hinder. Here are 4 tips what parents can do outside the classroom to help their child succeed. What I just say, encourage reading, right? Prioritize attendance, set a good example, provide resource and support. All right, remember, it's about supporting their learning, not doing the work for them. Now, we don't have a problem with doing work for them because the way they doing the work now, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, we used to, hey, get out the way, let me do this homework for you. Now, mom and dad can't do that because, man, you look at them problems, you be like, woo. So you want me to do this? We got to go back to school as parents because, man, you can 1 plus 2 is 3, but not the way they do it. They have it set up and you got to go over here to get this and find this and bring this here and put it there and then subtract it from there. Look, it is hard.
Yeah, it's work.
It is hard for parents to do that. All right, provide guidance and encouragement, but let them take ownership of their education. Remember, this technique takes time and patience to show results. Don't expect miracles overnight. Add these tips to your homework, to your guide for your students. Trust that you're giving them the tools they need to succeed. Please step back and let them navigate their academic lives with increasing independence. But be there to support them, but also give them space to grow.
Yeah.
Monica Benjamin said 4 steps for one basic problem. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. The next one it says, let them make mistakes. Really? So, so we let them make mistakes in school. It says successful students take responsibility for themselves and their actions. Okay, I get it now. They learn from their mistakes and use the knowledge to make them better decisions. Okay, decisions in the future. Don't shield your child from every challenge or setback. As challenges is the way of the kids to be succeeding in class. So basically, what I'm saying is, it's kind of what I say, right? The word fail, right? We're gonna always fail at certain things. I always tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? Fail means to me is your first attempt in learning, right? First attempt in learning. And you're gonna hear the word no from time to time, right? That stands for next opportunity. So I need you parents to understand it. You let your kids understand it. You're gonna fail, but that is your first attempt in learning. So if you out there, type in their first attempt in learning. That's what fail means. So make sure you let your kids understand what that means. All right. You might think it's the end. Stand for your effort never dies.
Love that.
Your effort never dies. You put in an effort. Keep going with it. Those are things I made up, by the way. Those are Kenneth Trammell originals that he came up with. You know, with those letters. So I want you parents to allow your kids to realize their potential. Let them realize that they're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna have ups and downs. They're gonna have highs and lows. They're gonna have goods and bads. But you got to always, as a parent, support what they got going on. You have to also be that parent that they can always rely on and need when they have questions. Like I said, I don't know about those math problems now, because that math is, man, they say that math is not mathing. It's not mathing. It's worrisome to me. All right. Focus on solutions. Correct. This will be the next one. Successful students are in class, asking questions, and participating in class discussions. When faced with a challenge, they focus on finding a solution rather than placing blame. Please help your child develop a growth mindset by praising their efforts and problem solving skills rather than their internet interabilities. Please encourage them to view challenges or opportunities to learn and grow. Please encourage your kids to learn and grow. Right? Let's keep encouraging our kids and focus on them, right? Allowing them to make mistakes and learning from those mistakes. All right, this one's for you, parents. Visit the school and its website. It has the school calendar on it. It has the staff contact information on it. It has upcoming events like class trips on it, and also has testing dates on it. So if we get ahead of the curve, we'll know what's going on with our kids, right?
Stay in the loop.
We will that stay in the loop. We will be there, and we'll know that hey, we got. On look at the calendar. Okay, so we got leap coming up, so we got to start practicing. Look at the calendar and say, okay, we got what you call them tests they take in high school, semester tests. We've been out of school for a while, ladies and gentlemen, but 6 weeks test, right? That's what it was when I was in school. So you know that's coming up, so they got prepared for that. If they going somewhere like to a festival, you'll know about that because it's on the calendar. So we gotta always keep our kids and ourselves as parents mindful of what's going on in the school, what's changes in the school, and what we need to know, right? All right. I'm gonna stop for a second on that. And I'm gonna talk about some changes that I found out that I didn't know until somebody told me. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if my wife knows, but you can no longer bring your cell phone to school.
Oh, I think I heard that.
So parents, you can no longer bring your cell phone to school with your kids. You can no longer film a fight at school with your phone. Those are consequences that you won't get back. If I'm not mistaken, I think the first offense is they take your phone and then you got to pay I think $10 to get it back, or they hold on to it for a while. Second offense, they take your phone and the money goes up. Third offense, same thing. Fourth offense, you get expelled from school. So don't act like you guys didn't know. Now I didn't know, but I'm pretty sure you kids knew when school
Mhm.
first started that you can't take up. My brother Jake said $50, so I guess down in Karen Crow, they money they pretty high down there for them for those cell phones. So let's not let our kids bring those phones to school no more. I know you want to, in case something happens, a school incident or something, you want to be there. You want them to call you. But the thing about it is now all you parents are on site with the school, but they send out a mass text anyway to all you guys. That's why they ask y'all for up to date number and keep your numbers updated. So parents, I encourage you to do that. You get a new phone, new number, call into the school and give them the new number so they can add it. Because if you don't add it, we won't know. So that's one of the rules they've done that I kind of it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. I think it'll help your child focus more instead of trying to be
Mhm.
on
Cut out on
TikTok
distractions.
and stuff, doing Twitter and all that stuff, doing break to studying for class, because that's most of the time you see them before they took it. They be out there doing those their dances and them Twitter dances and stuff, TikTok dances and in on the hallway, and some of them get a little bit vocative in what they wearing and where they act with it. So I feel like that's a good thing to have to establish to make sure your kids can focus more on school and focus more on class. A lot of y'all probably think differently because y'all thinking about safety. And like I said, if you got your number in the database, you'll know something going on with the school that's out of mass text.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's one that I found out today. So I don't know if any parent knew that, but I wanted to put that out there so you guys will know that Lord can bring you cell phones. You know, I wouldn't encourage your kids to try to hide it and bring it and sneak it in, because the people that don't, here's what's going to
Yeah.
happen. You might get past Mr. Johnson at the front of the school, but you're gonna pull your phone out, and the person that don't have their phone gonna tell it. Not only they gonna tell it, they gonna say, "Well," and it's gonna be one of them. I wasn't trying to tell it, kind of tell it. You know, why Tanya got her phone and I ain't got mine. That's a tell it on the slide. Tell it that that she got a phone. So don't bring your phone to school, kids. Just leave it at home. My brother Jake said I'm snitching. And that's
Of
exactly
course he is.
that's exactly how it happened. So don't bring your phone to school, okay? All right, let's get back to some more stuff for our kids. All right, send your child to school ready to learn. I remember I said that in the first part of the podcast about how you get your child up and get them ready for school. How does it affect your child when you are that parent that's yelling, hollering, using profanity, and just straight ruining his day. I've had people come up to my car. Mom won't let me do this. Mom said I do. Mom, and here's another thing. All right, let your kids be kids. Their job is not to raise their brothers and sisters. I'm gonna repeat that again. Their job is not to raise their brothers and sisters. And then when they don't do that, what you supposed to do as a parent, don't take it out on them and try to take activities from them just because things happen. That's not how parenting supposed to be. You supposed to parent the kid and the kid's supposed to get parent, right? I'm gonna let my wife talk for a second. I want you to read this for me. Now. I gotta go grab that plug.
Okay.
Read that right there. I'll be right back.
What the teaching organization?
Yes.
All right. Okay, y'all. Teach organization and study skills. That's my specialty. I have a compulsion with organization. But when kids are organized, they stay focused instead of spending time looking for things, getting sidetracked. Kids should have an assignment book, a homework folder. Many schools supply these things to keep track of homework and projects. Check your child's assignments, assignment book and homework folder every school night so you're familiar with the assignments and your child doesn't fall behind. Set up a bin for papers that you need to check or sign. Also, keep a special box or bins for completed and graded projects and toss papers you don't need to keep. And talk to your child about keeping their school desk in order. So papers that must come home aren't lost. Teach them how to use a calendar or a personal planner to help them stay organized. You can also teach your child how to make a to do list to help prioritize and get things done. It can be as simple as homework, soccer, put away clothes. No one is born with excellent organization skills. They need to be learned and practiced. Introducing kids to study skills now will pay off with good learning habits throughout life. One of the key takeaways is setting your child up for success means more than just helping with homework. It involves establishing a routine, fostering independence, and encouraging healthy habits that support their learning journey. Dive into those tips to boost their confidence and their academics performance. I know our children thought it was crazy little things that I used to do when they were younger. As they got older, they saw that it worked. Some critiqued it to make it work for them. Just as simple as writing. Um, for penmanship. I have a left handed child, Kinsley, who used to gripe all the time about writing. Now in class, everybody loves her handwriting. She's one who does notes for the ones that's ill or what have you and save it for them. Repetition. Um, not to be over compulsive, but just do things that fit for your child because we had five going through and every child was different. I have some that would rewrite notes when they got back home, some that would take them right when they were at school, some use highlighters, some use mechanical pencils. Um, different things work for different children. So you find your child's niche and it will excel. It will work beyond measure. Um, but I'm gonna go on to the next one because he's not here. Know the disciplinary policies. School usually lists their disciplinary policies, sometimes called the student code of conduct in the student handbook. These rules cover exceptions and consequences for things like student behavior, dress codes, use of electronic devices, and acceptable language. And these books are usually sent home within the first week of school, most of them the first day of school. These policy may include details about attendance, vandalism, cheating, fighting, weapons. Many schools also have policies about bullying. And the school's definition of bullying, consequences for bullying, support for victims, and how to report bullying. Your child should know what is expected at school and know you'll support the consequences if exceptions aren't met. It's easiest for children when school exceptions match the one at home. That way, kids see both settings as safe, caring places that work together as a team. Grade school is also a time when school begins to implement standardized testing. So be sure you and your child know when these tests will be given and how they'll be used to evaluate your child's progress.
Boy, look at her. I like the way she read. Boy, read. Must say read.
Ow.
You done great. Look, guys, that, that's it in a nutshell. I'm not gonna hold you long this time. I want you guys to realize that we are here for your kids and your kids only. I'm asking parents to volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Show up, be there, allow your kids to see you on the hallway, show them support, show the teachers that you can be there when you're needed, and just be a part of your kid's life, right? So we got a couple of I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna open up the floor. If anybody want to say anything in the comment section, please put it in the comment section so I can read it, so everybody can see. If you have any other suggestions you want me to that we left out, or what you think will make it better for your kids, and how would you get involved in the school? I would love to hear that as well. So if not, you guys, we are going to be every second Tuesday, right, of the month with shave and a haircut. Every second Tuesday of the month. Every second Tuesday of the month, we're going to be there. And I need folks to be telling other folks about what we're talking about, enlightening folks, let them know, hey man, this is a nice podcast where we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talked about the last pod. We flip flopping. We're gonna talk about our kids. The next time we're gonna talk about marriage session again. It'll be our next topic. What makes your relationship work, what works good and what works bad. How do we work together as a couple?
Mm.
That's gonna be our next topic. She says that I'm like making her get on, but I like her to get on because she can. She gives you that parent's perspective, kind that you need. A parent that's been in the school system for a while, it's been PTO forever. So she's been in and out of the schools, and I've been in and out of the schools for decades.
Mhm.
So I pretty much have seen just about everything I need to see in the school system that I think needs to be worked on for us teachers and stuff. So, any questions? Any comments?
Time to get them in.
This is the right time to ask a question. Like the teacher say in class, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Or a wrong one at that.
So ask questions. Ask questions. Ask questions. So if not, I ain't going to leave you guys with this like I always tell you guys.
I love it.
Quit yelling at your kids at night, hoping they will get a good rest. Quit. I'm gonna add something to it. Your voice is the last voice they're going to hear, right? So I want you to speak love, speak success, speak greatness, speak happiness, right? Also, quit yelling at your kids before they go to school, expecting them to do good schoolwork. Always give them motivation. Keep them healthy. Make sure if they didn't eat at school, at home, make sure to let us know so we can get them something at school. That meal is important. Love on your kids. And at the end of the day, like I always say, please listen to your kids, all right? This has been Shave and a Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Tramble, with my lovely host, Latanya Tramble.
Good evening.
We definitely thank you guys Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, not this Tuesday coming up, but the next Tuesday we'll be back with our topic about marriages and what works for us that may work for you. We love you guys. God bless. Love on your kids in the morning time. Send them across the street happy. Till next time, we'll see you later.
Good night.
Good night.